There are official channels, but there are unofficial ones.
Who is he?
I loved Relay. This movie kept me on the edge of my seat all the way through, and it keeps you guessing to the very, very end. It has such a unique hook, and in a digital age thriller, it's kind of like a throwback to the 1970s paranoia movies that I loved growing up. What excited you the both about stepping into this world? And we'll start with you, Lily.
For all the reasons you just said, the script is such a page turner. I was so excited to work with David and Riz, and to play a character who's at such a point of kind of like such a critical moment in her life, where not only is she battling with this big moral choice, but also is frightened for her life. So you come in at such high stakes, and then there's such an arc to this story, having to sort of navigate that through very unlikely a storytelling through this relay service. The whole thing felt like new territory, and a real challenge, which I was so excited to work on with Riz and David together.
How about you, Riz?
You know, I really, really wanted to work with David Mackenzie. I really wanted to work with Lily. I loved the screenplay. I loved it. It was such a page turner, and I was really intrigued by the world, to be honest. You know, I think a lot of people are in a place where they maybe don't trust these massive corporations that seem to run the world, and it seems like we're hopeless in trying to stand up to them. And so the idea of somebody that could help people to do that, or at least help people to get their life back from these companies that might be bullying them or up to no good, that was appealing to me. And I think it was going to be appealing to a lot of audiences as well. It seems to be tapping into a kind of zeitgeist feeling that a lot of people have. So for all those reasons, I was just really excited to go and tell the story.
I can't wait to see this movie again, because I feel like there's breadcrumbs that I want to follow along to see kind of how it plays out after I've seen it already. But your characters, Ash and Sarah, are constantly isolated, communicating in near silence. How did you guys find that connection and chemistry in roles where your characters barely meet face to face, Lily?
Yeah, it was a challenge, but the gift was we had this amazing rehearsal period where we were really able to kind of connect on our characters and talk everything out and develop the script. David's so collaborative, so we were able to really finesse it and bring ourselves to it and spitball ideas. And then on the day, it was really, honestly, again, it created this tension where we were kind of longing to be in a room together and in a scene together. And so when we finally got there, we got to have a sort of very climactic and kind of energized, explosive moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely parts in the movie where I was almost like yelling at the screen, like, why is this happening? Don't do this. But Riz, Ash is a deeply layered character, a failed whistleblower turned elusive fixer that's one part ghost and one part protector. What about his emotional journey or even moral journey did you resonated with you the most?
Man, I love the way you just summarized it. One part ghost, one part protector. It's such a great way of putting it. I think what resonated with me, a few things. Personally, one thing is the trust issues. I sometimes keep people at a distance. I've had bad experiences letting people in, as we all have. And sometimes the way I've responded to that is by being a little bit guarded. I think that's something that my character is definitely working through. And I often feel like the film or the role or the character that finds you at a point in your life is inviting you to work through something in your own actual life. So I think the trust issues thing was something that was really interesting for me to explore. And I think morally, as you were asking, and the film is asking us what we're willing to put on the line to do what's right. I think that's a lot of people are forced to ask that question, whether it's taking a stand with regards to conflicts around the world, whether it's standing up to our governments, whether it's standing up to like companies or employers, trying to get people to do the right thing can often be risky.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are at this crossroads where they're like, I got to do something, but I don't want to lose the little that I do have. How do I square this circle? And you're forced to pick, and so without casting any judgment on people who pick one lane over another, I think that choice, that dilemma is very relatable, and it's very now. I think it speaks for a lot of people.
I completely agree. It definitely speaks to the now, but it definitely has this throwback vibe of those great movies from the 70s. But congratulations on the film. Amazing job. I loved it. So thank you very much.
They know who you are. You're in big danger.